Hi, I'm Dave, and I know wrestling. Do you want a wrestler that wasn't picked up in the WWE 2020 draft? Do you want a wrestler that got to see Drew McIntyre's career take off, even though he was the one that beat him for the NXT title? And considering all that, do you want yet another wrestler that requested their release from WWE? Then allow me to introduce to you my client for Dave Knows Wrestling's honest promos, La Sombra, Almas Famous, keeping it 100, Manuel Oropeza, or Andrade Cien Almas, or just Andrade. Behold, a wrestler that could have been a megastar for WWE if only he still worked for them. After all, he was a huge star in Mexico as the masked luchador known as La Sombra, and he is the only Mexican wrestler ever to win the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. And I know what some of you are thinking, a luchador could never be a major draw for WWE, but if you think that, I'm also willing to guess that you have no idea who Rey Mysterio is. And plus, don't people keep using the excuse that WWE needs a Latin star as their reasoning behind why the company pushes everyone from Bad Bunny to Sin Cara to Alberto Del Rio? The last of which encouraged Manuel to stay with WWE the first time he wanted to leave, which just goes to show there's no good from taking any advice from Alberto Del Rio. If anything, he should have gotten some advice from Rey Mysterio, because at least that way he would have learned what a terrible idea unmasking is. But hey, I'm sure there are some of you out there who still think that Manuel never could have made it in WWE anyway, since someone who was born outside of this country and has English as their second language could never be what the company was built off of. Except of course that it was. Alright, fine, taking that in consideration, I'm sure some of you may be asking, what are some of these virtues that make Manuel so great to begin with? Well, for starters, he did score NXT's first ever 5-star Dave Meltzer rating for his match with Johnny Gargano. But wait, a mere 5 stars? What is this, 2016? And yes, I know there are plenty of people out there who hate Dave Meltzer, and yes, I also agree that his opinion shouldn't be the indicator of talent, and people should just make up their own minds instead. However, I am saying that it is pretty funny how wrestlers who got 5-star matches in WWE, even if they weren't the typical McMahon type, like CM Punk, Bret Hart, or Steve Austin, all did pretty good for themselves, that is, until Manuel. But you know what? WWE does like nepotism. Just look at Stephanie and Triple H. Maybe that's what Manuel needs to do. Maybe he needs to get in good with someone who's already in favor with the company. Oh wait, he already did that and still didn't get pushed. I mean, who's a guy gotta sleep with to get a WWE title around here? Apparently it's not Charlotte Flair. Okay, you know what? Maybe it's that he wasn't dedicated enough. Maybe he really had to grab that brass ring. Although, come to think about it, during 2020, he was on Raw week in and week out while others stayed at home, only to be kept off TV just as soon as those others started to come back. Man, Vince sure does demand loyalty, but he never feels the need to return the favor now, does he? Alright, you know what might be the problem? Maybe like Sin Cara and Del Rio, maybe Manuel was just too old by the time he signed. Wait, nope, that can't be it. Because at one point, he was actually the youngest male wrestler on the SmackDown roster when he was 28 years old. In the end, if you want a wrestler who should have kept his mask on for no other reason other than it would have hit the fact that he just can't let go of the man bun, another wrestler in Vince McMahon's one-name-only club, and a wrestler who just couldn't stop being led by Zelina Vega as he followed her directly to the unemployment line, then allow me to introduce to you my client for Dave Knows Wrestling's honest promos, Andrade Cien Almas, a drama day seeing all this, the Shadow knows, Manuel Oropeza, or Andrade Cien Almas. Well, if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that you really need to keep your mask on.